CM Punk is never one to hold back, but this time he's taken things to a whole new level. In a fiery rant, he's not just questioning Drew McIntyre's abilities, he's flat out promising to destroy him at WWE Bash in Berlin. With tensions at an all-time high and both men refusing to back down, you have to wonder, will this be the end of their explosive rivalry or just the beginning of something even more intense?
What do you think of Punk?
I mean, I've been pretty honest about my opinions.
Now, all eyes are on the upcoming WWE Bash in Berlin, where these two titans will collide once again. This isn't just another match, it's shaping up to be the ultimate showdown, a sum of all the bitterness and bad blood that has been brewing between them. And to truly understand the intensity of this rivalry, we have to look back at how it all began. The tension between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre has been brewing for years, rooted in a deep sense of personal and professional animosity. McIntyre has long held hatred towards Punk, believing that he was disrespected early in his career. Meanwhile, Punk has always viewed McIntyre as part of the corporate machine that he once fought against. These old wounds have only deepened over time, reigniting their feud and leading us to this explosive moment at WWE Bash in Berlin.
Make it happen, and when I'm cleared, when I'm 100%, I promise you.
CM Punk didn't hold back when he recently unleashed a tirade against Drew McIntyre, and it was as brutal as you'd expect. He questioned McIntyre's abilities, flat out calling him overrated and dismissing his success as nothing more than hype. Punk has always been known for his sharp tongue, but this time, it feels different, more personal. Since his return to WWE, Punk has been on a mission to prove he's still the top dog, and taking down McIntyre seems to be at the top of his list. Punk's return has added fuel to a fire that was already burning hot. Their rivalry, which had simmered for years, has now exploded into something much more vicious. Punk seems to be on a mission to settle old scores, and McIntyre is the perfect target. The tension between them has escalated to the point where every promo, every interview is dripping with hostility. Punk's scathing comments aren't just trash talk, they're a declaration of war, and he's made it clear that he won't rest until McIntyre is left in ruins.
I feel fine. I'm invincible. I'm in my prime. I'm a 6'5", 280-pound monster. Handsome monster at that.
But Drew McIntyre wasn't about to let CM Punk's harsh words go unanswered. In a recent interview, McIntyre fired back, reflecting on his past encounters with Punk and making it clear that he's not intimidated by the Second City Saint. McIntyre brushed off Punk's critiques as nothing more than desperate attempts to cling to relevance, suggesting that Punk's time in the spotlight has passed. According to McIntyre, Punk is more of a sideshow attraction these days than a serious competitor. He pointed out that while Punk might still draw a crowd due to his legacy, he doesn't believe Punk has what it takes to be a top-tier wrestler anymore. McIntyre's view is that Punk is relying on his past reputation rather than proving himself in the ring. McIntyre didn't stop there though. He went on to criticize Punk's motivations, implying that Punk's return to WWE was less about competition and more about feeding his own ego. For McIntyre, Punk's words are just noise, attempts to regain a sense of importance in a world that has moved on without him. This confidence is rooted in McIntyre's belief that he has evolved as a wrestler, while Punk is stuck in the past, trying to relive his glory days. In the lead up to their clash at WWE Bash in Berlin, McIntyre's counterattack has added even more heat to their already fiery rivalry. McIntyre's message is clear. Punk may have been a legend once, but now he's just another opponent standing in his way. The upcoming match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre at WWE Bash in Berlin is more than just another bout on the card. It's a showdown with immense stakes. Both men have made bold claims leading up to this event, with Punk vowing to destroy McIntyre and prove that he's still a dominant force in WWE, while McIntyre is determined to expose Punk as nothing more than a relic of the past. For Punk, this match is about redemption. After years away from WWE and a somewhat rocky return, he needs to show that he's not just a nostalgia act, but a legitimate contender who can still hang with the best. His promise to take down McIntyre is a clear message that he's not back just to play games. He's back to reclaim his spot at the top. The stakes are sky high for Punk because a loss here could solidify the narrative that his best days are behind him. On the other hand, McIntyre sees this match as an opportunity to cement his legacy. He's been on a tear in WWE, and defeating Punk in such a high-profile setting would only bolster his claim as one of the company's top stars. Veterans of the wrestling world have weighed in, with some believing that McIntyre's youth, power, and relentless drive will give him the edge over Punk, who, despite his experience, may not be able to withstand the intensity that McIntyre brings to the ring. With the stakes set and both men ready to prove themselves, the stage is set for an unforgettable clash at WWE Bash in Berlin. But the question is, what's really driving this intense hatred? At the heart of this heated rivalry between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is a seemingly simple object that has taken on deep symbolic meaning: a bracelet. This isn't just any piece of jewelry. It's become a powerful symbol of the personal animosity between the two. The bracelet, which has been stolen and fought over during their encounters, represents much more than just a physical object. It's the embodiment of the emotional stakes in their feud. For McIntyre, the bracelet is a constant reminder of Punk's attempts to undermine him, to disrespect him on a personal level. It's not just about pride, it's about reclaiming something that was taken from him, a symbol of his dignity and position in WWE. Punk, on the other hand, has used the bracelet as a psychological weapon, knowing that it strikes a nerve with McIntyre. By flaunting it, he's taunting McIntyre, pushing him to the edge and feeding into the narrative that he's in control of this rivalry. This personal element has only intensified the animosity between them. What started as professional competition has now turned into a deeply personal war, with the bracelet at its center. Every time it comes into play, it reignites the fire between them, adding another layer of intensity to their already explosive encounters. The bracelet has become a symbol of everything at stake for both men, a tangible representation of their struggle for dominance, respect, and ultimately victory. As the tension reaches its peak, CM Punk has issued a final warning to Drew McIntyre, making it clear that this showdown could change everything. CM Punk has vowed to destroy Drew McIntyre at the WWE Bash in Berlin. Punk has made it clear that this match is about more than just victory. It's about ending McIntyre's reign of dominance once and for all. This isn't just talk, it's a promise that Punk intends to keep, and it's sent a clear message that he's willing to go to any lengths to achieve it. The possible outcomes of this match are intriguing. If Punk delivers on his promise and decisively defeats McIntyre, it could mark the end of their feud, with Punk reasserting himself as a force to be reckoned with in WWE. On the other hand, if McIntyre manages to overcome Punk's onslaught, it could solidify his position as the top dog in WWE, potentially pushing Punk further into desperation and escalating their rivalry even more. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.